You hope I'm gonna whoop your ass, bitch. Watch. Keep running your mouth. Watch.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? Boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I wanted to discuss this because this has become a very popular topic in boxing as Diego Pacheco stopped Marcelo Coceres over the weekend. You know, Edgar Berlanga, he fought Coceres 2 years ago back in 2021 on the undercard of Fury vs. Wilder 3. And, you know, he believed that, he said in the tweet that pretty much if Coceres would have fought him in the same manner he fought Pacheco, then he would have knocked him out in 2 rounds. Those are his words. And that fight's beginning to really heat up. You know, Pacheco, I believe, is like number 2 in the WBO. I think Belanga might be number 1. I know they're both ranked near each other in the WBO and a couple of the other sanctioning bodies as well. So this fight to me makes a lot of sense, and it has made sense for a long time. Truth be told, I mean, I would favor Pacheco in the fight just because I think even though he's younger, maybe he's not as physically mature as Belanga. I just think pretty much, I'm going to say everywhere around the board except physical strength, he's a better fighter than Berlanga. And that's just me, and Edgar's going to have to show me otherwise. That being said, I don't think Edgar really isn't in any position to talk about comparing his performance against Coceres to Pacheco's performance against Coceres, because Coceres put Edgar on his ass. No matter how he wants to rationalize it, Coceres put Edgar Berlanga on his ass. He dropped him. Yes, he may have buzzed Pacheco. He may have hit him with some big shots. He may have even hurt him at times. But Pacheco did not fall down to the canvas. He did not get put on his ass. And if anything, I saw him took some shots, and I saw him roll some shots as well. If anything, I'm actually a little more confident in Pacheco after the Coceres fight, because I seen him get hit by a guy who can crack, and I seen him show some good durability and actually show that ability to where when he gets hit and he gets taken to those deep, dark, uncomfortable places, and the heat gets turned up on him, he can handle the heat, and he can turn the heat up even more himself and get the stoppage himself, which Berlanga, I could be wrong, but I don't think he stopped Coceres. I could be wrong, but I don't think he got him out of there. So with that being said, as far as them fighting next year, I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, they're both Matchroom fighters. Both are promoted by Eddie Hearn, and I think it'd be a great fight for boxing. And obviously, with both of them having Mexican and Puerto Rican roots, you have the Mexico versus Puerto Rico angle, which is always a popular way to promote fights in boxing. So there's that. And I think stylistically it's a good fight, you know. Now, I don't know what kind of style Edgar Berlanga is going to embrace moving forward in his career, because I know that he has reunited with his original coach, Mark Ferre. And, you know, Edgar, we all fell in love with Edgar Berlanga as boxing fans in the beginning because of the knockouts, but that's not who Edgar was. You talk to anybody who's watched Edgar since the amateurs, or anybody who's been following Edgar for more than just his pro career, they'll all tell you, Edgar was not a knockout artist. He was a guy who was a technical boxer. And that's what Edgar's been trying to, you know, be more of as he's, you know, got back with his coach Mark and whatnot. And, you know, I was up there in Plant City a couple weeks ago for the Angelo Leo fight, and I talked to some people at Pro Box, because that's where Edgar apparently trains, because he bought a house in Tampa, which isn't too far from Plant City, which is where the Pro Box facility is located. They were very confident. They were speaking very confident about Edgar. They were saying, you know, if Edgar, now that Edgar's back with Coach Mark, it's going to be a different animal. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But I just think, look, when I look at that fight stylistically, the only thing that Edgar's really banking on to beat Diego, I feel, is physical strength. That's really his route to victory. He's got to hope that, you know, Diego physically can't take what he's bringing to the table, because if it gets down to skill for skill, I don't think Edgar's as skilled as Diego. I mean, and it's not hard to really see that. Number one, you can just look at the professional performances, and you can see that. And then you could also just look at their amateur pedigree. Diego fought at a higher level as an amateur than Edgar did. You look at what they both can do in the ring. Edgar's a fighter who's got a good jab, who's got, you know, a good right hand, and operates pretty well from mid-range. Has a above average left hook. But like a lot of Puerto Rican fighters, unfortunately, doesn't know how to feint. doesn't really have any feints to his game, and that's not good for him, because when you get to those higher levels and you have two fighters who are of even skill set, the one who feints better normally wins. And anytime, when you're in the ring with Edgar, anytime he moves, anytime he commits anything, you see any set of movements, a punch is coming, because there's not really anything to set that up. That's why I think if he fought Diego, he would come unstuck, because Diego shown in his career he got an up jab. Diego shown in his career he's got a beautiful lead straight right hand. Diego shown that he can throw an uppercut. He can throw an uppercut while changing angles in the middle of the pocket. And I just think he's the more skilled fighter. So if they do fight, that is my pick. I don't care if it's by knockout or decision. I got Diego Pacheco getting his hand raised if they fight. That's just how I see it. But it's a good fight. And I think that's the fight right there. I know a lot of people are getting really confident about Edgar's chances in that fight, because they saw how Coceres hit Pacheco, and a lot of people don't think that Pacheco will be able to take those same kind of shots from Berlanga. I beg to differ. I think Diego will take those shots from Belanga, and he'll beat him quite soundly if they do fight. But I want to see the fight. I think that's the fight for Edgar, from the Edgar side of things. If he wants to change the narrative on his career, because his career has been probably one of the most interesting ones in boxing, because he got everybody, including myself, hyped with the knockout streak, first round knockouts, just putting everybody out. And he hasn't scored a knockout in years now. I mean, he didn't knock out Coceres. He didn't knock out Steve Rolls. He didn't knock out... I don't know how many years it's been now, but we're going on some years now since, Edgar Berlanga has actually stopped an opponent. So if he's able to fight Diego Pacheco and beat him, especially if he's able to stop him, then all of a sudden you're looking at Edgar Berlanga in a different light, and you're looking at him with an improved perspective, And that's what it is. And it goes to show you how good Pacheco is at this moment in time, because he's 22, and we're talking about him fighting guys like Belanga who are 26. You look at the rankings, you see Pacheco's up there at number 1, number 2 in the WBO. I still want to see Pacheco get a fight in. I would like to see him fight Sergey Derevyanchenko, because that's a guy that's fought everybody. That's a guy that's been a great litmus test for any fighter in the world, whether we're talking about Daniel Jacobs, Gennady Golovkin, Jaime Munguia most recently. If he could fight him and beat him, then that would really show me a lot. And that's the kind of step up I feel he needs. If not that, then I like to see Bektimir Melakuziev, who also has been a very dangerous fighter for many years. And the only guy that's really figured him out was Gabe Rosado, who landed that one big punch in the first fight. So, obviously, Pacheco's 22. He doesn't got to rush, but he's so good that you almost feel comfortable putting him in with, some certain types of guys who are, very seasoned in the professional game. So, yeah, 2024. Let's make it happen, man. Let's make Berlanga versus Pacheco. I know Berlanga versus Munguia might be another option, which I wouldn't mind as well. But with the way Edgar's been talking about Diego, I think that's a fight that we need to see, because Diego did respond to what Edgar said, and Diego pretty much said, look, because Diego's not much of a talker. Diego just said, look, you fought Coceres and you didn't look as good in the ring as I did. If you really think I'm the easy, just get in the ring with me and you'll find out. And he left it at that. He's not a man for many words, young Diego Pacheco, but that's a great fight for boxing, and hopefully we can get that fight sooner rather than later. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about Edgar Berlanga versus Diego Pacheco? Should be a hell of a fight for the sport if it does happen. And I wish both men the best. And yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True Street Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.